Why would we consider these pigs like little workers, and why is it beneficial for our farm to be diversified and have pigs or other types of animals? And each animal kind of fills a different ecological niche, and so you can stack different species on the same property and actually create a more healthy environment because they're all working together. And so the sun is creating grass and creating pasture, bugs, grubs. You know, they're eating things. They're defecating. They're you know, their urine, their manure, and they're taking this feed and they're turning it into meat. But the byproduct of that feed is also the nutrients that come out. So when I think of feeding my animals, I really think about fertilizing. The first time I bought fertilizer, organic good fertilizer, I opened up the bag and I found chunks of corn in it. And I'm like, why in the world does this look like feed? It looks like chicken feed. And it's because it's such a high caloric, very valuable, lots of minerals, lots of sugars. And this is great for the soil as well as it is for the pigs and the chickens and the animals. Now, a pig is an omnivore, so an omnivore can eat lots of different types of things. I wouldn't be excited about feeding corn to an herbivore because it's not what they evolved to eat. They didn't evolve to eat grain. They evolved to eat a little bit of grain in the form of seed heads of grasses and stuff. But you know, their gut wasn't supposed to be comprised of just grain only. They need a lot of roughage. They need a lot of green matter. So pigs can handle a little bit of everything. I mean, they will eat anything. If I bring them some refuse from the pack house or from my house, and I'll feed them my scraps from the kitchen, and they just devour it. They love it. They love the grass. They love eating grass and broadleaf leaves. Like right now, there's a lot of plantain and dandelion. There's so many of these really healthy greens that are, coming from the soil that have a lot of minerals. And those minerals are digested by the pigs, and then those stay in the meat. But meanwhile, every time we disturb an area and then let it go for a while, it always comes back way stronger. It's like a forest fire, a reset. Every time it's hit down, it bounces back so much heavier and so much healthier. And so by this short term, it looks like pretty serious disturbance, but in 2 weeks, this is gonna be booming. The sod is gonna push through that, tons of seeds are gonna germinate, and there's all of this fertilizer. Those greens are gonna grow faster, they're gonna be more healthy, the sward is gonna be tighter, and the next time someone grazes, or a pig or a chicken grazes on that, it's gonna be healthier. There's gonna be more bricks, more sugar, more minerals. And so over time, this clay soil is going to become full of organic matter and nutrients. It's going to have a better water retention. It's going to have better drainage. I mean, it helps out. There's also other things you can do. If we have an area that we want to till, for instance, and we want to put a new garden, instead of just burning a bunch of diesel fuel and bringing our tractors in there, it's like we'll 2 years or 1 year ahead of time decide where we want to carve out those gardens or where we want to put that stuff, and then we'll just build a plot and bring the pigs there. And they do amazing work. They do a great job with an initial till of a garden. I love doing plots that are tilled by a garden because by the pigs, because you just know there's so much nutrients, and that quick short-term disturbance is gonna really, really bounce back and express itself. So I think it's in the timing and it's in the management. If you don't focus on the timing and if you don't have great management, this won't be short-term disturbance. This will be an ecological disaster. And so there's a big difference, but there's also a very fine line. And paying attention to it, boots on the ground, watching it, observing it, that's really what's most important. And sometimes when you're just in a tractor seat driving around, you don't have that relationship and that connection to the soil. And so working with animals forces you to be grounded and forces you to have that relationship, especially when you're trying to do it outdoors, because there's a lot more variables when it comes to outdoors. So, but yep, we got a storm on the way, and they need some bedding. So we're gonna get some hay and some mulch for them to have a nice dry spot to sleep tonight. And then tomorrow they'll be able to graze.